I'm watching this bird. She's ruffling her feathers. I think she was in the river. Yellow and grayish, greenish. It's called Venteville here in Brazil. Venteveo, where I was born. Luisito in Mexico. It has two particular calls. One is like ee, ee. But then the other one is Venteveo. Oh, somebody else responded. Venteveo. I see you well. They also say in Argentina, you're white bicho feo. The birds are out again. A storm just blew by. A huge storm. Lots of wind. And we had only a few drops in the camp. And that brings up several things. This is not science, this is not art, this is positive things that I have experienced in life. There is joy, there is magic, and we better listen carefully. There is joy, the universe hums with joy. Nature has the attributes we give to gods and goddesses. Nature is omnipresent without the yucky qualities of an omnipresent God. Nature is omniscient, knows everything. Nature is omnipotent. And that's divine. Whether it was created by gods or your God or my God, that's another thing. That's arguing who was the architect of this amazing palace we have come to witness. But the palace is here and it's divine. It's divine by itself, or it's divine by having been built by a divine being. But why spend time on that? Why not protect this palace, this garden? This garden hums with joy. What we call laws of nature, they are sons of nature. Storms, rain, birds, sons of nature. There's a story about birds having a pecking order for their son in the morning and the evening. But let's just stay with this joy. There is joy. When I meditate, I breathe joy in and I breathe joy out. That's the first thing I do. Breathe joy in, breathe joy out. There is joy. Prove it to yourself. Look for it. It's present all the time, omnipresent, everywhere, all the time. I meditate about my own death sometimes. I meditate about my own birth. And then I die. And the other night when I was dying, the wind picked up. And I felt the wind as souls flowing around me, the souls of all the people who were dying at that moment. They were just flowing around me. Is this poetry? No, not really. Poetry is close to this. But here I'm describing what it is. This is being a mirror to what it is. There is joy and there is magic. There are things that are hard to explain. The sound in the background here is the rapids. The river comes down to an island here and it splits in two and forms rapids on both rivers, both child rivers. The local legend is that a woman had two lovers and she became this island, and the lovers are the two rivers going by her side, one on each side. Well, these rapids, they now are the normal level of sound. Sometimes they go completely silent. I actually hear them more now when they go silent than at normal times, because they just go silent. And I have tried to explain that maybe it's raining downriver and the river is full downriver, so the rapids don't go so fast. Or maybe the river is a very organic process and is capturing rain all over a large, immense area. And the water comes in waves. It's like buckets of water being thrown into the river. So sometimes it flows faster, sometimes it doesn't. But after a while, I can also accept that it's magic, that there are moments, there are announcements. The other time the river went silent and I had the biggest downpour here in the camp. The wind is picking up and it's cool. Is that air molecules being pushed by pressure differences? Or is it the souls of people who are dying now? So many are dying alone. And so many creatures die alone before, or in the presence, in art, under our gaze, but without us caring. There is joy, there is magic. How magic comes about, that's another story. But first we can accept the magic. And magic is not, as Carl Jung saw in that dream, it's not about offering solace to ourselves or others. Magic, if we accept it, it's not for our benefit, to put it in a more direct way, or the benefit of others. And we can listen. The last storm that blew by, I set up the swallowtail fly or tarp here to protect myself from the rain, even though I wasn't hearing any urgent voice telling me, yes, protect yourself. Then I went down to the shore and I wanted to capture the incredible moment where the wind was blowing cold and it was clearly raining upriver because the storm has just gone by, and I was going to make a video, but there's something say, wait, why? It's a magical moment. Don't diminish it, trying to capture it. Listen. Ask for permission, and not only as a formality like the sign of the cross, persignarse. I saw a local person going into the river and he made the sign of the cross before going to the river, which is a sign of respect. But sometimes we won't go in the river if we are listening carefully. Once I was going into the sea and asked for permission and I heard clearly no. I was like, wait, why not? I'm ready to swim. Nope. But nope. But no. And that night I had a fever and I felt sick, and cannot only imagine I would have been sicker had I gone into the ocean earlier in that day. Ask for permission and give thanks. The most basic action we can take.